I'm Melissa with Melissa's Creations, and today I am so excited to show you this super fun card. This is a card made from the Wilderness Awaits stamp set using sponging techniques and masking techniques. And the part that I am super excited to show you is the reflection. I was on Pinterest and YouTube pretty much all week looking at different ideas and things that I could do. I came across Frenchie's videos, and she had an awesome way to get this reflection image super easy. So let's go ahead and get started, and I can show you how to do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is get a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 4 inches by 5 inches, and I have already pre-stamped my image pretty much kind of right in the middle there. That's where I want my reflection. I want to make sure there's enough room down here for my reflection to show. So again, that's 4 by 5 inches Whisper White cardstock. I stamped this image in early espresso, and I stamped it first so that I could kind of let it dry a little bit. I'm not really going to be rubbing too much on it with my daubers, but I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to smear, so I wanted to let it dry. I also cut out a mask for the bird, or the duck, excuse me. So I cut him out. I didn't need the grass, so I just did him. So we're going to go ahead and put him right over. Oh, I used some temporary adhesive, which unfortunately isn't available by Stampin' Up! Anymore. You can still get it in some craft stores, and if that doesn't work, you can use the two-way glue pen and put it on the back, and just, you know, kind of go like this so that it loses a little bit of stickiness. You can try that and see if it works. So we're going to put the mask down on top of the duck. And then I'm taking my 1-inch circle punch, and I took a sticky note and I went just about 3/4 of the way up and then punched it out. You want to keep the punched part and the scrap paper part that you punched out of, because you're going to use both of these masks. This is going to be our sun, and if you can see in the card, there's a really light sunset reflecting off the water down here, and that's where the 3/4 of the 1-inch punch comes in. So you're going to start by taking this piece and you're going to put it where you want your sunset to go, because we're going to do the sunset first. And I'm going to line mine up just about almost level with the grass where the bird is. So I think that's pretty good. I'm trying to see if it's straight enough, but I think it'll work fine. Okay, so for the sun, we're going to take some crushed curry. And I think I have enough on my sponge already, but I'll just try and get a little bit more here. So you're going to ink it up, stamp it off a little bit, and then in circular motions, you're going to go around your mask. And I try to leave the middle of the sun just a slight bit lighter. So you can see I have just a little bit there with the middle kind of light. I'm going to try and get most of that ink off of my sponge, and I'm going to do circle motions kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to kind of drag it down into a V. And it doesn't have to be super dark. It's a reflection, so there's just a tiny hint of it is going to show up on the water. So just kind of drag that into a V shape underneath your sunset there, so it looks like this. Very faint, very light. Okay, so that's done with the crushed curry. I'm going to take some Cajun Craze, and I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit. I don't want it too dark, and I'm going to go around like a U shape around the outside just to get that little bit darker. And then I am going to bring that down my V shape into the water, or where the water will go. And just to kind of blend it all together, I'm just going to do a quick pass again with the crushed curry. Okay, I think that looks like a very cool sunset. So far, so good. Let me actually turn this light on too, so that, there we go. That might help a little bit more. Okay, so now our sun is done. So when you take your mask off, it looks like a beautiful sunset. Oh, I'm so excited. It looks so pretty. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside. You can reuse this on another card, or you can recycle it or discard it, whatever. Now we're going to take our circle mask part, the part that we punched out, and I did it on the sticky part of the sticky note, so it should still be okay, but just in case, I'm going to run a little bit more of my temporary adhesive over that so that I know it's going to stick down. And I'm going to put that over my sun, just enough. You want to try and line it up best you can so that there's no white after you're done sponging your sky and your water. So I've covered that up with my mask, and I do have my bird mask on right here. So I'm going to take a straight sticky note, and I'm going to put that where I want my horizon line to be, which I want mine to be right here. So that's where my horizon line is going to be. I'm going to do my sky first, which is Marina Mist. Switching it up on you. Okay. Marina Mist, here we go. I think this one's good. Okay. And then to get your sky fairly even, you want to go long strokes across. You don't want to start right in the middle because you'll get a circle. So start off the paper and long strokes all the way across. And it's okay if the sides of your paper are darker than the rest. It's really not too bad. And actually, I kind of like the look of the darker edges of the paper. And then when you get to your bird, just be careful that his wings don't flip up on you. And be careful of that sun too. You want to make sure that that's stuck down really well so you don't get underneath it. And I'm not going too much over the grass because I'm going to go back and when I'm done with another dauber and turn it kind of a Pear Pizzaz crumb cakey color probably. So I'm not worried too much about that. All right, so I have that much done. I'm going to move my sticky note over to this side so that I can make sure my line stays intact. Okay, a little bit more right down there, a little bit underneath the bird's butt. Excuse me, duck. There is a difference, I've been told. Okay, so there we go. We have a nice straight horizon line. Now I'm going to put the sticky note on the other side so that I can do my water. Like so. Okay. Grab my pool party now. And same thing, long, even strokes all the way across. And it's okay if you go over your sunset because it's a reflection in the water, so it will be a little different color. Do-do-do-do-do. We're getting closer. I love doing these kinds of cards. I think it's so relaxing to be able to just do these scenery scapes and using these stamps and doing this reflection. It's my new favorite technique, honestly. All right, a little bit more there. Okay. And I have a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to just come back in with some Marina Mist to touch it up a little bit. And you know what? I'm not even going to bother with my mask. I'm just going to come in and there we go. All right. So now we have our sky and our water done. Look at how beautiful that sunset is reflecting down there. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to take off my mask for my son so I can see the full effect. Gorgeous! Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't know what the word is for how in love I am with this card right now. All right, so I think the next thing that we want to do is our reflection. And I am so excited to show this to you guys. I'm taking some early espresso. I'm taking my duck stamp. Whack. All right, get that nice and inked up. I'm bringing in my foam pad, and the actual technical name is the Stampin Pierce Mat. Which you would normally use for piercing, but it's so thick and foamy, it makes a really good base for when you want to stamp something like this, because we're actually going to stamp our mirror image of our duck on a clear block. I thought that was so insanely clever to stamp it on a clear block, because the only other technique that I ever saw was using our see-through sheets, the clear sheets. And I just, I was like, well, what am I going to do with it if that's the only thing I'm going to do with it, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I think using a clear block is amazing, because I have clear blocks and I don't have to get anything else to do this. So I inked up my duck. You're going to stamp it on your clear block, and you can see kind of the image there. You're going to huff on it because it just works really well. I don't know why. And then you're going to line it up. Ooh, and stamp it down. And try and get some good pressure on that too. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that just so cool? I am so excited about this, you guys. You have no idea. Well, you might be able to tell a little bit because I'm very animated right now at how excited I am. All right, just clear that off, and look, it just comes off super easy. You can't even tell that there was anything on there. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to be using this technique forever, I swear. Okay, now that we have that done, you can go ahead and remove the mask on your duck. And look how gorgeously crisp he still is. We're going to color him in just a little bit. We're not going to go crazy. We're not going to use, a whole bunch of, watercolors and aqua painters, which would be lovely. I haven't mastered those techniques yet. However, I'm just going to grab a dauber. I'm going to get some Cajun Craze and some early espresso. And without re-inking, just what I have left, I'm just going to come in and kind of give him a little bit of color. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going out on the lines just a little bit, but I'm okay with it. And then Cajun Craze, and I'm just going to kind of give him a little bit of rusty color to him, especially on his wings here. And I am going to take my Cajun Craze Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to kind of outline the beak a little. His neckline. Not a whole bunch. I'm just doing a couple of little hints, kind of on the outskirts. Just a little, I don't know if you can see where I drew or not, but just a little bit around there. So now I'm going to come back in with some pumpkin pie, and I'm using the thin side on both of my markers, not the thick side. And then I'm going to color in his beak, and I'm going to kind of go over the Cajun Craze that I used. Just kind of blend it in a little bit, give it a little bit more dimension, a little bit of darkness, because this is a sunset, so he is going to be a little dark. Okay, there we go. And I may have gone a little bit crazy with my ink. I kind of got outside the lines a little bit with the sponge dauber, but you get the idea. You can take your time. This one is a sample for you guys. I am going to go ahead and take some of the Pear Pizzaz, and I'm just going to kind of color in that grass coming out of the water there with the cattails, and then maybe a little bit of early espresso just to kind of rough that up just a bit. And I'm going to drag it down into the water just slightly. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Beautiful. All right, one more thing before we mount this and go on to a couple of announcements that I have. We're going to do the For You sentiment that came with the Wilderness Awaits stamp set in early espresso. We're going to give this also a reflection look, and I am so excited because it's my favorite thing now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put him right here. Okay, so there he is right there at the bottom. And we're going to use our clear block again, stamp our sentiment, give it a huff. Oh, bring in our foamy board, another huff. And I like to line up the Y so that it just barely touches itself. Oh, I kind of moved my block a little bit, but that's okay because it's a reflection. It doesn't have to be perfect. Look at, I'm so excited, you guys. What do you think? Please, please leave me some comments if you like this, if you thought it was cool, if you're like, oh, I've been doing that for years, but I found a different way to do it. Let me know. I love hearing from you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mount this really quick, and while I do that, all you guys know how to mount cards, so I'm not really going to explain what I'm doing with that. But I am going to say that today I placed a order, and I am so excited because it's the pre-order for the new catalog. You guys, I can't even tell you how many awesome things are in that catalog. I am so stoked to be getting my pre-order. It should be here on Monday. I'm a little upset that it was on, because of where I live and where it ships from, it takes about 3 days to get here. And because I ordered on the 3rd, it won't be here until Monday. But I am still super excited about what's coming in there. I can't say too much about it, but I can show you what I get. So I will be posting a video on my blog for the items that come in my box. And actually, I should have 2 boxes, and I think one might arrive on Tuesday because I may or may not have placed another order today for a few extra items that on my first order I wasn't too sure about. But then as I was watching other demonstrators' videos on what they're doing, I'm like, okay, I have to have this. There's just no way around it. This is gonna happen. So I'm excited about that. Another thing I have going on right now is for the month of May. If you place an order with me using the Hostess code that I will post below in the comments, and it's also plastered all over my blog, is if you place an order with me this month, next order that you place, I'm giving you half off your shipping. If you are in my immediate zone and in my territory, we'll work out the details on how the payment works for that. If you don't live in my immediate zone and you may order online or something like that, what I'll do is you pay for the full price of the shipping, and I will send you a refund. Your choice, either by check or by PayPal. I prefer PayPal, but we can work that out later. So anyway, I'll send you a refund for half of the difference of the shipping. So, but you have to use my Hostess code for this month. Place an order this month, use my Hostess code. Your next order that you place, you'll get half off your shipping. So thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to have shown you guys this beautiful card. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos and techniques on Stampin' Up's products. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day.